You wake up, stumble to the kitchen, and pour yourself a bowl of cereal. Or maybe you grab a banana, some toast, or a yogurt. Breakfast feels universal. The most important meal of the day, right? But here's the question you've probably never asked. What did humans eat for breakfast 10,000 years ago? Or 50,000 years ago? Or 2 million years ago? The real answer is far stranger than any modern breakfast you know. In fact, for most of human history, breakfast didn't even exist as a concept. A young woman wakes up inside a dim cave in East Africa 2 million years ago. Her stomach growls. She feels hollow, but there is no kitchen, no pantry, no refrigerator. She looks around at the other members of her small band, still sleeping on dusty animal hides. She rises quietly, picks up a sharpened stone flake, and walks outside into the pale orange dawn. The savanna stretches to the horizon. Acacia trees, tall yellow grass. There is no breakfast waiting for her. Instead, she begins to walk, and she will walk for hours. This was the morning routine for every human who lived before agriculture. You see, the idea of eating immediately after waking is a luxury of the last 10,000 years. For over 95% of human existence, breakfast was not a meal. It was a question mark. Dr. Amanda Henry, a paleoanthropologist at the Max Planck Institute, has studied dental plaque from fossilized teeth. Her team scraped ancient tartar off the teeth of Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens. Under a microscope, they found microscopic plant particles, starch grains, pollen, and tiny bits of cooked food. What do they find most often in the morning teeth? Not grains, not fruit, starchy tubers, roots, and surprisingly, grass seeds, the wild ancestors of wheat. In one famous study of a Neanderthal from Shanidar Cave in Iraq, plaque revealed that he ate cooked barley. But here's the twist. That was probably not breakfast. That was his only meal of the day. For most ancient humans, eating happened once, maybe twice, in the late afternoon. A hunter returns with meat. The group gathers. They eat until full, then nothing until the next day. Think about your own body for a moment. When you wake up, your body is still running on stored energy from yesterday's dinner. Your liver releases glucose into your bloodstream. Your fat cells release fatty acids. This is a system called gluconeogenesis, your body making its own sugar. It evolved specifically to keep you functioning during long gaps between meals. Dr. Satchin Panda, a circadian rhythm researcher at the Salk Institute, has shown that human metabolism expects 12 to 16 hours of fasting every day. Your ancestors didn't eat breakfast because their bodies didn't need it. They were designed for intermittent fasting, long before it became a health trend. But wait, didn't ancient humans have to hunt in the morning? Wouldn't they need energy? A lean hunter walks out of camp at sunrise. His stomach is empty. His body shifts into hunting mode. Heightened senses, faster reaction time, and a surge of cortisol to wake him up. Hunger actually sharpens your focus. It's an evolutionary signal to find food, not a crisis. Dr. Mark Mattson, former chief of the Laboratory of Neurosciences at the National Institute on Aging, has studied this for decades. He found that intermittent fasting triggers a mild cellular stress response. That stress makes brain cells stronger, increasing their resistance to damage and even promoting new connections. So your ancestors weren't suffering through breakfast. They were optimizing their brains. Now let's travel forward to the invention of agriculture around 12,000 years ago. A Neolithic village in the Fertile Crescent. Mud brick houses, goats and pens. A woman wakes up, walks to a clay storage bin, and scoops out a handful of emmer wheat. She grinds it between two stones, adds water, pats it into a flat cake. She places it on hot ashes. When it browns, she breaks it in half. This is the first true breakfast in human history. But even then, breakfast was not daily. It was seasonal, and it was not for everyone. Most Neolithic people still ate one main meal in the afternoon. Breakfast only became common when civilizations developed wage labor. In ancient Rome, workers ate a small morning meal called ientaculum, bread dipped in wine or water. But Roman doctors mocked it. They said eating early was greedy and unhealthy. Fast forward to the Middle Ages in Europe. A peasant wakes before dawn. He drinks water. He works for 3 or 4 hours in the field. Only then, around mid-morning, does he eat a piece of bread and cheese. The word breakfast literally means breaking the overnight fast. But for most of history, that fast was broken long after waking, not immediately. So when did the modern breakfast, cereal, eggs, toast, coffee actually become normal? The answer is marketing. In the late 1800s, a man named John Harvey Kellogg ran a sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan. He believed that bland, fiber-rich foods would reduce unhealthy urges. He invented corn flakes as a health food. His brother, Will Kellogg, added sugar and turned it into a commercial product. At the same time, the meatpacking industry needed to sell bacon. So they hired an advertising agency. The agency created the Eat a Hearty Breakfast campaign, which claimed that a light breakfast made you tired by 11 a.m. By the 1920s, bacon and eggs were cemented as the all-American breakfast. Cereal companies followed, pushing the idea that skipping breakfast made children fail in school. This was not science. It was sales, and it works so well that today, you feel guilty if you skip breakfast. Look at your own morning. You wake up, and within 30 minutes, you're eating. Your ancestors would have found this bizarre and slightly wasteful. Why would you eat when you haven't expended any energy yet? Now here's the counterintuitive twist that might change how you see your morning. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have found that healthy adults who skip breakfast do not overeat later in the day. They naturally compensate. Their bodies adjust. Intermittent fasting studies show that skipping breakfast can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation. Dr. David Allison at the University of Alabama conducted a randomized controlled trial on breakfast skipping. He found no metabolic advantage to eating breakfast for weight control. The idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, based on no strong scientific evidence. It was a marketing slogan that became a cultural rule. So what did ancient humans actually eat when they did break their fast? Plaque analysis gives us the menu. Tubers like yams and potatoes, roots, nuts, seed from wild grasses, occasionally leftover meat from the previous day's hunt, berries in season, honey if someone found a beehive, and something that will surprise you. Insects, termites, ants, and grubs provided protein and fat. In fact, Dr. Julie Lesnik at Wayne State University has shown that insects were a reliable breakfast food for early Homo. Chimpanzees in the wild, our closest relatives, eat termites in the morning using sticks as tools. Your ancestors almost certainly did the same. So the true ancient breakfast looked nothing like your kitchen table. It was not a meal. It was a search. It was walking for miles, digging roots, cracking nuts, and occasionally celebrating a handful of wild grains. Now, close your eyes and imagine this for a moment. You live 30,000 years ago. You wake up in a rock shelter. You're not hungry. Not yet. Your body is still burning fat from yesterday. You walk out into the cool morning air. The sky is purple and orange. You pick up a digging stick. You walk. The world is quiet. There is no rush. No alarm clock. No cereal box. Your first bite of the day might come 5 hours from now. And when it does, you will taste it differently. You will feel it because you earned it. That is the real history of breakfast, not the most important meal. Just one meal among many. And for most of human existence, it wasn't a meal at all. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for that bowl or that toast, pause for 1 second. Remember that your ancestors, the ones who survived for millions of years, never needed it. And neither do you. The first line of this script was, you wake up, stumble to the kitchen, and pour yourself a bowl of cereal. Now you know, waking up and immediately eating is not natural. It is not ancient. It is not required. It is just a habit, one that a cereal salesman sold you.